We're going to talk about the Falcons. And then we're going to talk about everybody else. So let's go ahead and get started. The Falcons lost 30-0. 30-0. Again, I say 30-0 to the doggone Panthers. The second worst team in the league by numbers, if I'm not mistaken, only to be beat out by our NFC South brethren, New Orleans Saints. Everything's right. Everything's true. Everything they said is true. I don't know why. I have a lot to say. I'll let you go first because
I want y'all. I know y'all probably. I don't know if y'all can see this, but that the audio people. It got so bad that I had to light all the candles in my apartment and bring them in here. I'm doing a seance right now. I'm doing a purge. I just want to cleanse this place, specifically my office, where we come and pod and we fellowship and we talk about sports and we do all those things. But I need to cleanse the energy in this room. I told y'all how devastated I was by my Hampton Pirates losing, and then my Florida Gators also getting stomped out. But I at least mentally prepared myself for that. I said to myself, you know what? So that ain't gonna shake me, because we got us an easy target here. Falcons looked really good against the Vikings last week. Pass rush looked aggressive, mean, looked like we spent them draft picks. Money well spent. I said, oh, yeah. We play at noon on Sunday. My whole ass was kicked yesterday, but I get at least a little portion of my butt back today. And it was the worst. I can't even begin to put it into words how bad it was watching us lose. I am going to say this. I'm going to give the smallest ounce of grace. And it still does not explain how we played. But as a football player, I'm going to give them the flush it and move on. I am going to say the headset in the first quarter did not do us any favors. By the time the headset was fixed, we was already down 10-0. Now, that probably means that we probably would have lost the game, but giving up the next 20 points and not being able to get past the 30-yard line against the Carolina Panthers is unacceptable. Unacceptable. That didn't help us. The headset, miscommunication, non-communication, that did not help us. But that only lasts, we played 3 more quarters. That was done before the end of the first quarter. The next 3 quarters, we was just defeated. And I hate to say that the 2 culprits that I think that I am putting this responsibility on is Zack, our offensive coordinator, and Raheem, our head coach. If you heard our preview, I said that I think that Terry Fontenot and Raheem do not need to be joined at the hip. I think that Terry has done a pretty good job of putting a team together on the field. We weren't able to do things because of discipline and because of bad processes and people not being prepared. I can't lay that at the feet of Terry Fontenot.
All right. My turn. I ain't got no damn grace. I ain't got nothing. That was the worst game I have seen the Falcons play since being a Falcons fan. And that is including a game where we scored 2 points in the playoffs. That is including a game, of course, we all know. That is including the Super Bowl. Not the Super Bowl that you're thinking of. That's including the Super Bowl that we lost to the Broncos, and we had a safety soliciting the night before the game. Blow off some steam. All of that included, this was the worst I have ever seen an Atlanta Falcons football team look. From the opening kickoff. We look bad. I don't know what the hell Zack Robinson has to do. But you are hanging on.
He gotta go.
The only reason you're here is because y'all decided to fire Ike Hilliard. That's the only reason y'all are there, because you scapegoated Ike Hilliard like it's his problem. Like it's his problem that y'all couldn't get the play in the game.
I'm glad you brought him up. What the fuck is he gonna solve by firing the wide receiver coach? He didn't make Michael.
That's why you make him a passing game coordinator, because you can scapegoat him.
No, you don't need no more. Zach, you need to be the passing game coordinator.
Zach coaches like he's still quarterback at Oklahoma. Whatever you thought you learned with Sean McVay, it ain't doing it, bro. It ain't doing it. You're not.
I've never been a fan of his, and I've never really been a fan of Raheem's. I let Raheem rock because he's a black man. And Zach that was his boy. That's it, though. That's as far as it goes with me.
The game was inexcusable. That's all I can. The entire game was inexcusable. The entire game for not being
inexcusable, embarrassing.
Not being able to get the play in, calling timeout. Cool. I think the project manager in me tells me that you should have had a backup plan anyway if the comms go out. But whatever. Cool. We'll take that. Coming back after the timeout and getting a delay game is inexcusable. Inexcusable. So now you got to blow a timeout. Now you got to blow a timeout.
And you're right. As a problem solver, hey, communications are out. This means we have to go to a different process, different game plan. But that's the reason me and you was on the phone. Go fast. Just if you need that much time, just keep everybody on the line. Stop huddling up. It ain't gonna work. You are a professional, and these people pay you a ton of money. It ain't no time for you to be figuring. No, you have to now say, hey, man, we got to go hurry up. At least we'll have guys on the line, and we'll just give them the play there until they fix communications. This is still the Carolina Panthers. You can't lose like this.
So you end up burning the timeout and getting delayed game. Cool, whatever. I'm pissed off because I'm screaming at the TV by now. We in drive 2, and I'm screaming at the TV because we can't get the ball. We can't hike the ball. We can't even get the ball off. You know what happens when you have to use them timeouts for them stupid ass issues? You get to the end of the half when you finally figure out that going fast is what is getting you to where you want to go, and you have the best drive of the game, and you don't have a timeout to call to kick a field goal or to even get some points.
Run out of gas.
Time run out. That's what happens when you have the kickoff. When the player keeps all the special teams issues with the kicker. I know that's deflating. Cool, I understand. That's deflating, but hell, coming in and not understanding the Panthers didn't do anything on offense. They didn't do anything really. Ted had one really good catch that was fire. He jumped 7 feet in the air, and right. Billy Bowman could do nothing. But other than that, they got turnover.
And Billy didn't let him go crazy. You made a great catch. You come on down. That's it.
And we'll get to it. We'll get to the defense with D. Alfred, but we ain't even got to the damn game yet. I'm just talking about the mistakes from a coaching standpoint. That's all I'm talking about. I ain't talking about nothing else. When you fumble the kickoff, when you miss special teams, you miss kicks. When the defense plays lights out, you had 2 turnover on downs, you had a pick 6, you had a second interception, and you had a fumble. That's 5 turnovers. To me, 3 turnovers technically and 2 turnovers on downs, but turnover on downs to me is a turnover. That's 5 turnovers. They scored 20 points.
Not to mention, they gave us one of them back. We punted him the ball. He fumbled it. And I think that's the deepest we got all season. I mean, all day. Was on a fumble.
You have to figure it out, Zack Robinson. This isn't it. You and the thing is, coming down out of the booth.
Cut him.
Coming down out of the booth, you did that one game too late. It's cool to call plays from the booth when you have a veteran quarterback. Michael Penix was visibly shaken. He was frustrated. He was so shaken that I don't actually blame Raheem for taking him out of the game because he was so down on himself.
Yeah.
But that's when you need the offensive coordinator. That's when you need the quarterback's coach. You're not good enough to call plays in the booth yet. You're not good enough. You're not, Zack Robinson. You're not good enough. Our plays are terrible. And if you want to blame it on Ike, cool, because the wide receivers were off with the quarterback. It looks bad. And we talking about we're going to be the best offense in the league. And lo and behold, our defense playing their ass off, and our offense can't do nothing. So I haven't even gotten to the play on the field
Three
yet.
games,
I'm just talking about timeouts.
3 games, 0 wide receiver touchdowns. Unacceptable.
I haven't even gotten to the game. I haven't even gotten to the fact that our center, Noozle, is as good as he's going to be. Because Derek Brown was slinging him around like a rag doll. Him and Ashawn Robinson was just destroying him. And we still didn't give up a sack. It's not like the O-line played bad. We are a top 3 team in terms of yard and point and yard differential. Our offense outplays the other team's offense. They've outplayed the offense every game. We lost to Tampa Bay on a blown assignment. We beat the Vikings, and then we lost to Carolina, who did absolutely nothing. I've never seen a team. We got more first downs, more yards, more rushing yards, more passing yards, more sacks. No, they had more sacks.
Yeah. No. They didn't. We weren't sacked. Penix not.
So we had more sacks. So we sacked Bryce, right?
Yes, 1 sack, 7 yards. So Penix throws for 201 yards. Bryce 114 yards. Rushing total 131 yards for the Falcons. 110 for Carolina. So we outpassed them, like Reggie said. We outrushed them. This is just mental mistakes, lack of preparation.
Had to take a drink.
Oh, you see where I'm at? Raheem, I like you a lot, brother. I really do. As a human, as a coach, I have a million questions, and my list of questions is going to grow longer and longer. Zack Robinson, I don't know if you know by now, but I've been through with you. I'm already trying to figure out how we can get Mike McDaniel over here.
Yeah, he can go. Now, we did bring in TJ Yates. I'm not gonna lie and say I'm gonna make. Here it is, y'all. I'm about to put my makeup on again. I'm about to put on the white face with the red lips and the green stuff that go over my eyes and be a damn clown again. I'm about to sell myself the bullshit and I'm gonna buy it. That's why I'll never have no profit. That's why I'll never be happy with the Falcons. I sell myself the same amount of bullshit every year.
And then
I do like TJ Yates. I do like TJ Yates because, again, this is Raheem hiring somebody that he's familiar with, which I'm not a fan of. But
I don't like who he's familiar with.
TJ Yates has been there. So again, he does offer some continuity. If the offense looks better,
we don't need no more continuity. We need uncontinuity, incontinuity. Find some new people with new ideas, because this shit is getting old and stale real fast. And Raheem, this is still a good job, because as bad as Penix was, he still didn't get sacked. He threw 2 bad interceptions. Sure, but
I mean, he acknowledged responsibility. Penix took responsibility. Like, that one was bad, but honestly, I'm giving him 40% of the responsibility and accountability, because that was a bad play design. The play design was awful.
We have too many receivers standing next to too many other receivers. That makes it very easy for the defense to guard 2 people at one time, if y'all haven't figured that out.
They said we're going to put in motion. All they do is motion one guy, go that way, and stop. There's no...
Well, what he's trying to do is, and I get that, you're moving him specifically to see how the defense correspond. If they stay where they are, then they're probably in zone. If you got a guy who follows, then you're probably in man. I'm cool with that. But that don't help when you find that out with 3 seconds left on the play clock. You still got to get the play off. Then you got to then you got to go through your progression. You've not allocated him enough time to read, understand, and adjust. That's why getting the play early is important. And that is not a Michael Penix part. And I'm going to go back to it. Y'all go back and watch that quarterback thing on Netflix. That was the issue that Kirk Cousins had. He said, hey, these plays are too long. And I let it rock because I say, okay, well, whatever. Here we are, same place. Quarterback still getting the call too late because the play's too damn long. That is an operations problem, not a player problem.
And that, ironically, isn't a Zack Robinson thing. That comes from Sean McVay. So in that same court, no.
Does Sean McVay coach for the Atlanta Falcons? Yes or no?
Listen.
You're gonna get me mad, Reggie.
Matt Stafford literally just said the same thing. They literally just showed when he was mic'd up and they were calling in the play, and it was like, look how long this play is for Matt Stafford. He was like, all right, shut up. And then he started telling him, shut up, I got it, because he already knew the play. You're right. These plays, you're trying to model yourself after McVay is cool, but you've got to figure out a way to be more efficient. You can't give you're making Michael Penix. You know why Sean McVay does that? Because he doesn't want the quarterback to think. He says he's thinking for the quarterback. Remember, he did that with Jared Goff, right? He talked to him until 15 seconds and then they didn't hike the ball before. But the difference is he talked to him for the first 15 seconds. Once the stuff goes out, you got to figure out a different way. Get it in more. If getting you to the sideline is going to help you get it in more efficiently in terms of getting the play into the quarterback more efficiently, then hey, you got to do it. But let me tell you,
Derrick Henry fumbles another one that could be the end of, could be a game loser. That is tough. Yikes.
Aiden Hutchinson.
That you to just piggyback. You're not Sean McVay, and he is not Matt Stafford. It's a young quarterback. He needs the maximum amount of time in order to make the motion. Then after make the motion, you have to think about and process what you just saw. And if the one thing that Penix does do is he makes good decisions when given an adequate amount of time. But what you're doing now is information overload with 3 seconds left. And I'm looking like, oh, well, he's just trying to get the playoff and not get a delay game, which means he's not thinking about, oh, this is where I need to go.
Yeah. And we ain't even talk about. So with the offense, once you start firing people, that means they're just going to keep firing people that get to you. Because Raheem is the last person that's going to be fired. You're going to be fired with him or before. You better figure it out. And Ulbrich is going to be, he already missed the interim head coach. Because our defense played decently. I will say, I was worried about the trenches because we don't have a lineman that's over 305 pounds. And the Panthers have a big offensive line, and that was an issue for us, especially when our biggest lineman, who's 302 pounds, Anya Mada, went out because he was hurt. At some point, Raheem, you're going to have to figure out what you're going to do about defensive tackle. I love Brandon Doyles. I like Rook Oro. I like Anya Mada, really. But you're going to need somebody to be able to, especially if you're going to rotate the linebackers and rotate them from the middle to the edge and make them rushers, you're going to need somebody to hold the point of attack in at the middle of the line. You're going to have to do it.
I hate to say this, but we're going to live and die by the blitz. We did no blitzing. Bryce was, and it's funny enough, I talked about it last week. I said, hey, Bryce does not suck, yo. He is a guy who can throw the ball. I think that the Panthers, I don't know if they're going to give him enough time considering how many games they're projected to lose. But this is definitely an ace in his case. I mean, I guess he didn't even really play that great today, but
they didn't do nothing. Shout out to the defense. They didn't really do much. They kept getting the ball with all the momentum. Fourth down stop, interception, pick six, like 21-yard punt. Like, I mean,
and I don't know why. I don't know why after Romo missed that 49-yard field goal, y'all went out there and asked him to kick a 55-yarder. That didn't make any sense. Punt the ball or go for it. Either way, those were way more viable options. I knew he didn't stand a chance of making that field goal. And you have to know that too. The guy just got on your team 7 days ago. You got to make You don't have to do anything. But if you choose not to make a good decision and put him out there to try to kick a 55-yarder after you just saw him miss the 49-yarder, your expectation should be low.
I did not foresee the Falcons spending our little bit of cap money that we had on bringing in multiple kickers, because they're bringing in more competition for Romo now. So
I don't really blame that on Romo. Y'all didn't put him in a position to be successful.
I didn't blame it on them either. I just said I did not expect for us to spend $15 million on different kickers. I didn't expect for that to happen. So it is what it is. The Falcons, we play the Washington Commanders next. Jaden Daniels is questionable. That is going to make the difference between whether or not we win. If Jaden Daniels plays and is healthy, it's going to be an uphill battle for us. If Jaden Daniels isn't playing, we have a chance to win. The first game of Zack Robinson on the sideline, we'll see. Can Michael Penix bounce back? I believe in him. I think he just had a rookie game. Not a rookie. I mean, essentially, he's in his 6th game, so it's his rookie season. But he just had a young moment. Like, you get frustrated, and I do think that he was lacking support. I mean, essentially, it's Doug Williams Jr. out there as quarterbacks coach, who's young too,
right?
And you needed some guidance. And Raheem, bro, you laughing and kikiing after the game with the other team's players, bro. Hey, bro, 30-0. I need some humility. I know it's petty.
You gonna laugh? I need
you to stop laughing,
right
bro.
into somewhere else for sure.
Yep.
Yeah, that's unacceptable.
For the Falcons, that's
losing
it,
to the Panthers 30-0 is unacceptable. Period. There's not anything else.
All coaching. I put that all on coaching.
Yep.
We didn't even look like we were ready to play. Shout out to D. Alfred. I'm gonna say something positive. D. Alfred, bro, I'm glad we kept you. Shout out to Kirk Cousins too. You look good when you was in there.
Right.